Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Teaching Brainiacs while we have the airplane giving us a big entrance. So excited to be here. This is our first Monday live at 5 p.m. Good to see everyone in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from, whether it's California, Florida, Washington. Let me know in the chats down below. I'm so excited to be here. For those who do not know, people call me Miss P. My name is Priscilla, and we are teaching Brainiacs. We do more than math, but most of the things I do share on YouTube is math. Be ready to learn some more stuff. I have so much more exciting stuff to share with you, but it'll be Monday math. So today, let's get right into it. I actually just want to wait a few minutes to see if anyone hops on really quickly. Hey, Cage versus Cage. We love airplanes. Hello, hello. For those who do not know, he is an amazing he is amazing YouTube channel. It's gaming related and it's so much fun. Trust me, you will not regret it. So thank you for tuning in. Come in, come all. Everyone is welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm excited to see where you're coming from. Let's see. I'll wait a few more minutes. Again, we are a tutoring company. If you have any questions or you have anything that you want to know more about, feel free to use the number that's there. It's 914-740-8216. Again, 914-740-8216. Texting only. No thoughts on phone calls, please. Peace out. No waiting. Let's just do it. All right. Relax. Give me a minute. I have to warm up. So behind me, I actually have looked up a worksheet, a random worksheet, typical worksheet for fifth grade, and I came across this problem, and I thought it was a great one to go through. For those who do not know, when it comes to fifth grade math, if you're not familiar, we actually have state exams that happen. You're definitely going to see one, even maybe three of these type of problems, so definitely you want to know how to do these problems. So first off, anytime I see that kind of thing, I want to know, what are they asking me about? Are they wanting me to find out the area, or are they willing to ask us if it's a volume, right? So area, for those who do not know, area, we have to do the equation length times width. So that means that would be something as a 2D shape, like a square or a rectangle, right? That would be an example of a 2D shape. Now this one is considered a 3D shape. So that's another question I have to ask myself: is it a 2D or 3D? And that would tell us if we need to do area or volume. So in this case, we have to do volume because now we have 3D shape, because look, we have all this extra stuff going on, and it's volume. So volume, if you didn't know, is length times width times height. All right. And for short, we will see length times width times height, LWH. The reason being, a lot of mathematicians like to shorthand everything, just like how we like to do BTW now, by the way. All that shorthand text, mathematicians do that a lot. Oopsies, I took that off, but I need to leave it up here so we can remember, right? So we have L times W times H, all right? So now we have a problem like this. It's a little bit different because we would have to do something called a split. All right? So we would have to break this shape into two shapes. And the best way to do it is labeling it and breaking it apart. So now it then becomes a one, it looks like a big old rectangle, right? And then this other little rectangle. So then we're going to break it up like that. We can also break it up like this. Whatever suits your fancy, as they say, feel free to do it, right? So if we do this, we're going to have to do a little bit more math here, because what happens is that if this whole thing equals 18, I have to cut this part out because it's no longer there, and I'm worrying about this shape. So now I can't touch any of these numbers, but guess what? I have to think about this one. And the beautiful thing is with this problem, and the way I broke it up, I won't even have to do math to find out what this part equals. Usually I would have to do the 18 here. I would have to do 18 minus the 4 to give me the 12, which you see here, right? Oops, sorry, hold on. Whoops. let me make sure something. Hold up 1 second, my friends. For those, oh yes, I like breaking up. Cage versus Cage said, who could get the answer first? Yes, who can get the answer? Let's see. Welcome for those who are new here. Welcome to Teaching Brainiacs. We are live and in charge here today. We are definitely going to see this amazing math stuff going on. And yes, see, I made a boo-boo. It's actually supposed to be 6. I knew I was in. See, even every time I go on here, I always make a mistake. Can you believe it? Yes, sirree. That's what we do. Anyway, don't judge me. So, again, so what I was saying was, it still holds true, right? So this would be 18. And then I would have to subtract 6, and that would give me the 12. Because sometimes they won't get that. So then I'll have to find it. So I just wanted to point that out. And again, apologize for the little mistake I did there. So then, being that we have all the values, all we have to do is multiply those 3. So I like to do it like this, and I tell my students to do it this way, because guess what happens? It makes it easier, right? So we have 12 times 5 times 3. All right? Let's see. Well, we have 12 times 5, right? So we have 12 times 5. If we have to put this on the side, that's where you have your little worksheet paper and your scrap paper, and you could do that, right? So 12 times 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 1 is 6 plus 1. Excuse me, 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6, right? So we learned that this was 60, and then we have to multiply that by 3. And the cool thing about having a 0 at the end of those numbers is that this is my little cheat code. I keep the 0 for the 60, and then what is 6 times 3? 6, 12, 18. So I get 180, right? And it's mm or millimeters. So that's for shape A. So we're going to circle that. Now shape B, or sometimes they call it prism. That's up to you, or right, prism B, right? Now let's see what we got going on here. Again, we don't have to do any math here because the stuff that we need is already given to us. So we have 6 times 20 times 3. So we could do 20 times 6 times 3. Well, again, with the 0, we hold the 0. 6 times 2, 6, 12, right? We have 12. And then we have to multiply that times 3. Again, hold the 0. And then let's do it over here for those who need the extra visual, right? So we have 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3. So that gives us 360. Are we done yet? No, not at all. Why? Because guess what? Now we have to add, because this is a total volume question. The way we do that, by adding 360 and 180. And let's see what we get. Well, we have 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 and 6. Well, what is that? 14. Good. And then we have 3, 4, and a 5. So we have 540 millimeters to the 3rd power. Alrighty. And hi, Marlon. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Let us know down below where you're from, and if this is how you learn to do these type of problems. Thank you for coming by. This is a great time to screenshot. Feel free to screenshot. I'm going to move out the way so I'm not covering anything. I apologize. It looks a little bit sloppy. I could have made the shape a little bit smaller, but here we are, right? Feel free to drop any questions down below. I am here for that reason. Thank you again, Marlon, for showing in and showing out. Anyone else if you guys have anything or suggestions, let me know. And please point out if I made an error, because I am notorious for talking too fast and then messing up with the writing. You'll get to see that the more you see my lives, I swear. Alright. So I'll give you a few more extra seconds. I hope this is helping someone, because again, math is something that not a lot of people like. I personally like it, but not everyone does. So definitely drop in If you have any other questions, just let me know in the chat and we go from there. Give me one while we're waiting anyway. Let me get to the side. And all right. While we're waiting for some more people, welcome, welcome. For those who are new, feel free to stop by, say hello, where you're from, what grade you're in. I would love to hear it. If you're an adult and you still want to learn a little something to teach your young ones, mention that in the chat too. All right. So this is the one problem that I had here, and then let's see the next one I have ready for you guys. Let's see. I have, we have another one. I will erase again really quickly. This will be your time to screenshot with any questions you have. This is a great way to go back and be able to review it and know how to do them when you have these kind of questions that come up. All right. Now I will erase. And feel free, I can always screenshot everything and send it to you guys. Alright, now the next question. A lot of people, for whatever reason, do not like decimals, which I understand, I'm not going to lie. But sometimes it's a little difficult for people to multiply and divide them. So let's try doing that together today, right now as we speak. Alright, so far so good. Again, if I'm talking too fast, let me know down below. Let me know. So we have decimals now, right? Always think about money, right? If you had $3.50 and $8.30, all right? So we have 3. You have to always think about what when it comes to multiplying, we always go right to left. I will always say right to left. Say it with me. Right to left. Okay? Always remember that, okay? So we're going to erase that because that's not part of the math problem. And we're going to do our times tables, our dreaded and our favorite times tables, which is 3 times 5. But if you don't know 3 times 5, I think we know our 5 times tables, right? 5, 10, 15. So let's go to 15. And then we have 3 times 3 gives us, guess what? 9, right? And then we have plus 1 gives us 10. All right. I caught myself writing the wrong number again. Alrighty. Again, oops, there we go. And then that's what happens. We have that. And then we have to put a 0 to hold our space. Again, with the little smiley face. We used to call him Joe. I told you guys about that the last time. And then we have, in this place, now we have to multiply this number and that number. So let's do it, right? We have 8 times 5, right? So what is 8 times 5? Well, we know our 5 times table, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So the number is 40. We put this 0 here. Then we're going to put the 4 here. Again, you could either erase that and put the new 4 or whatever you want to do. All right, so let's erase this to not confuse you. And then now we're left with 8 times 3 and then plus 4. So, and always remember this is a plus 4, okay? Or plus 1. So 8 times 3. Well, we know 8 times 1 gives us 8. 8 times 2 gives us, 8 and 8 is 16. And then 8 times 3, all that means is 16 plus another 8 gives us 24. So we put the 24 here. Now we did it the other way. Let's say we did the 3 times tables, right? Well, I always tell you if it's a number more than 5, go from 3 times 5. Because again, you have scrap paper. Use it to your advantage. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 6, well 15 plus another 3 is 18. 3 times 7, 18 plus another 3, 21. 3 times 8 gives us 24. Alright? And then the last step is adding. So now we're going to do 5 plus 0 gives us 5. 0 plus a 0 gives us 0. 1 plus 4 gives us 5. And then we have 2. Well, uh-oh, we have decimals. And the way that works is, again, right to left. We have to have the decimals start from here, right? Because that's the idea we have, right? When it comes to decimals, it's always at the end of a whole number. And then it has 1 and 2. So we move it, not one space, but two spaces. So that gives us the number 25.05. Alrighty? So far, everyone's good? Thumbs up in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Again, if this was very helpful, let me know. I could do a few more of these. But yeah, just let me know. Definitely, I'm ready for the next one. And I'll give you a few minutes. I'll give you a minute to screenshot it, and I'll move away for a second. Let's see if I'm missing anything in the chat. I'm pretty much up to date. Right to left, yes. Awesome, awesome. For those who are here, thank you for showing up. It's always a great time here. We're always going to have a great time in learning and doing what we need to do, because unfortunately, when you're kids, you have to go to school. You know, you have to know your maths, you know. So here we are. Do a few more. Beautiful. All right. So I will definitely touch on that cage. I definitely want to do some more of those. And then let me see what else I got here. I have a few things on my list here to go to. And again, when it comes to situations like this, they'll tell you to multiply, and they may even have you do extra things like round to the nearest whole number. Which all this is saying is that, guess what? These are our whole numbers, and this is the decimal, right? So when it comes to this number, it would just be straight 25. And then I'll touch on that right now actually. I'll erase this. I hope you screenshot it. Alright. So let me go back into that too, because I know rounding is another thing. You hear estimating, you hear a lot of things happening. So we have the number 25.05, right? When it comes to whether it's a decimal or a number, like rounding is the same, right? So when it comes to rounding, anything that is 5 and up, you have to change the number. Now when it's 4 and low, keep the same. What does that mean exactly? Well, in this example, right, if I say to the nearest whole number, let me write this on the side. That means we are focusing on this number. So we have to always use a number behind it to decide whether we go up or stay the same, right? Always remember that. Go up or stay the same. So for this one, the 0 tells us to go, keep it the same. So this one just then becomes 25, and then this gets dropped out. All right? Now when it comes to this one, let's say it says round to the tens place. Well, this is the tens place, right? And then we have the number behind it. This tells it to go up or stay the same. So this one stays the same, and it goes to 360. And if you really think about it on the number line, right, this is 360, this is 370. 361 is going to be so much closer to 360 than 370. And in the middle here is a number that is telling you that it would make it go up. All right. I don't want to throw you off by saying that, but this is exactly why it goes to 360 and not closer to 370. Alrighty. Now, if we did the hundreds place, then this number would actually, if we did that, let me put it over here, right? This makes it go up. So now this number is 400, because if you think about it, I could put this longer. This number is closer to 400 than it is to 300. Not the best number line, but you get the idea. Alrighty. So far, any questions? making sure I'm using my phone to check the comments. I'm not missing anyone. Awesome, awesome. And let's see. Something that I definitely wanted to touch on is, well, screenshot this if you need. Let me give you a second to screenshot. Feel free to take notes. Come prepared, ready to learn. I have a lot of cool things that I want to do with you guys in the future for sure. Another thing I will touch on is something I was actually teaching earlier today. Yes, I teach pretty much all day. For those who do not know, a quick and little intermission moment. For those who do not know, I am actually a homeschool mom. So yes, I teach my children. I have 3. And I homeschool them and I teach them all that I can for the most part. Although for the most part they're independent learners, but of course I am helping them through their journey. So we actually were talking about distributed property, and even with a few other students that I'm working with, they're still working on that as well. So this is just a big word. You're gonna learn a lot about this anywhere from 3rd to 5th grade for sure. And all that's meaning is that a number that, like this, what happens is that the number that's outside of the parentheses, if you didn't know, that is called the parentheses, right? You just have to multiply it, right? So we will do 5 times 4, 5 times 8. And the cool thing is that it has a plus sign. So we're going to do 5 times 4, which is 5 times 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, right? And then 5 times 8. Well, we already know that 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 8 is 20. Excuse me, 40. Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So now all we do is add that up. We hold the 0. 4 and 2 is 6. So this would be the answer for this problem. You're going to hear a lot about that as well. So if you have any question about that, feel free to let me know for sure. But that is something that a lot of students actually have difficulty with, so I just wanted to touch base on that. Let's see. Waiting. I'll give you a minute to screenshot that, and then we can get right into the next thing, and then we will be on our merry way. And while you guys are screenshotting and doing everything, tell your parents, if you like what you see here, I have group classes that I do right after this. So come on, come all, you're more than welcome to. If you want to know more about that, text me with the number down below, 914-740-8216. And I also do private lessons if that's something that you definitely would like more. I do that online as well. So definitely sign up, ask questions. That's what that number is there for. So feel free to reach out. I also have my emails at the end of in the description, I think that's called. I think it's in the description, well, or in the community tab, so feel free to reach out for that as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's see, well, you should have screenshotted, I think, and then I will go over one more thing, and then we'll just start wrapping it up, because I do have to prep for my class right after this, and I want to make sure I'm on good timing. Come on, every Monday, definitely check us out. We are definitely doing this Mondays at 5. Again, Mondays at 5. Feel free to share with your friends and families and stuff like that, because this is helpful, right? And if you do find it helpful. Alright, so then now that I mentioned that about the parentheses, I think we could definitely touch on this one. This problem right here. This is another one that I see a lot of people mix up, and this is more along the lines of definitely 5th to 7th grade, and I'll write it here. I'm working on better situations to make it easier for everyone to see things and all of that good stuff. So just bear with me. I just want to get this information out for those who need the help. You understand? So when it says something like this, right? So it says evaluate each expression, and it's giving you the values for each number, which is that's considered a variable. Let's start with that. Which means it can be any number. right? It by itself. If it's just x by itself or y, or sometimes you'll see e, that could be any number on its own. But now we have something that is telling us that x that you see there equals 8 and the y that you see equals 24. When I see something like this, 12x minus 3y plus 6. Well, what does that mean? That means in this example, first off, I have to then put that level of 8 in here. So now this becomes 12 times 8. And then over here, we have the y. So that means that would be 3 times 24 plus 6. All right? So first things first, we always have to multiply, and then we'll do the rest of it, right? So 12 times 8. Remember, you have scrap paper if you don't know this off the top of your head, right? 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is 96. No, we do not subtract the 3 because we have to multiply this first. That's the rule, right? So we have 24 times 3. Now, again, scrap paper, 4 times 3 is 12, and then 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 72. 72 plus 6. So what we're going to do is do 96 minus 72. We're going to do that, right? That gives us 24 plus 6, which now gives us 30. All right? So when it comes to evaluate each expression, all you have to think about is substituting. I'm looking for my other colored marker. I don't have it. Substitute the numbers. That used to help me a lot doing these type of problems because this carries on into high school. And it gets even more and more and more intense because then you have to start graphing and all those fun, amazing things. So while you guys are finishing that up and screenshotting and ready to ask questions, I will read the chat. Alright, show some love to Miss P by dropping like and saying hello in the comments. For info on free group classes and private sessions, text number on the screen. Yes, K's versus K's, thank you so much for pointing that out. If you like this, guess what? I do this free once a month in the beginning of the month of Saturday. So apart from me seeing me on Mondays at 5, you'll see me on Saturday, the first Saturday of every month. Next class is, I'm actually going to write it in the chat, December 6th is the next class. So feel free to hop on and jump in. I'll also leave you my website, and you could definitely go straight in and ask any and all questions you have. You can always see all the things I have available to you guys. This is again a way of being able to get you ready for this coming year, because we don't want to wait till the last minute and then not be able to do our maths, right? No. And let's not forget, we have reading to do, so let's see. All right. Alright. There we go. Alright, awesome. So far so good. Again, feel free to take a screenshot. As of now, that is going to be it. I definitely have to run to my next class, so I don't want to stop them from learning because I have a few people waiting for me already. But again, thank you so much for stopping by, spending time. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for engaging. Thank you again, K's versus K's, for showing up, showing out. As always, much love to each and every one of you. Next time, let all your friends and family come. Listen, it's a family affair. Put me on the big screen and y'all can all watch it with your parents and everything, because the parents can learn a thing or two. Why not as well? So again, feel free to text the number right here on the screen is 914-740-8216. I do free classes, group classes, you name it, I do it. So feel free to check in and stop by. Thank you. Love, and take care, y'all. Bye.